Visitors to the Braves' new SunTrust Park in Cobb County want to know. There are questions about parking. There are questions about access from the parking lots. And of course, the ever-present question about the traffic in the area. Here now are perhaps the answers to those questions.
I am Velleca with AECom talking to you today about different ways that you can travel in Cumberland to participate in some of the really fun things that are happening here, like Atlanta Braves games and other events in the area. So, there are 65,000 employees in the Cumberland area, and what that means is that's 65,000 people that can stay after work, can walk right over the pedestrian bridge, or maybe take the Cumberland Circulator over to the ballpark, enjoy some snacks, watch the game, and then head back to your vehicle, and you never have to get in your car during this whole experience, and you can really enjoy the games and the events that Cumberland has to offer. So if there's a game, if there's a Billy Joel concert, if there's something going on in Cumberland, there are lots of ways for you to get around other than driving alone in your vehicle. What we're doing is we're talking to companies and commuters just like you to help you find ways to get around that's easier. So not only can you look at carpool and vanpool options and maybe all the Cobb Link transit routes that are available, there's lots of things that you can do too in regards to your schedule. A lot of companies are letting employees work from home these days. Working from home on an event day would be a great way to avoid some of that additional traffic and congestion that might happen around these events. Something else you can consider too is your hours. A lot of companies allow you to be flexible with your schedules. So if you're able to work from home, maybe you're coming in on a game day and you're leaving at noon, taking your lunch hour to travel back home and finish your day at home. I think there are a lot of parking opportunities for people who are coming to the games, as well as a ton of entrances to get in and out of SunTrust Park. Absolutely, there'll be signage that direct people to parking lots. I've also heard too that when you are buying your tickets to the ball game, you'll be directed to the parking lot that's closest to where you're coming from, so that you're not driving all over Cumberland to try to find a parking spot. So each of the parking lots that will be used for the Braves games will actually have an address tied to them as well. So you can type in whatever parking lot you're assigned to on Waze, and it will take you right to the parking lot and the parking spot that you're supposed to go to. Employers in the area are really taking action to make it easier for their employees to get to and from work. So I think with all of these groups of people working together, that we're going to see that it's going to be easy to get in and out of work, and it's going to be easy to get to those games and those events. I think with the games starting later, it's going to give everybody an opportunity to get out of Cumberland that needs to get out of Cumberland, and it's going to give patrons to SunTrust Park and to the other events in the area a great opportunity to come in and experience why Cumberland is so great. The Battery is going to have lots of opportunities for people to shop and to eat, and there's more outside of just SunTrust Park and the Battery that's great about Cumberland too, so it's really going to give folks a good opportunity to experience all that Cumberland has to offer. If you have driven through Cobb County at all over the last 18 months, you've seen a lot of changes happening, especially in the Cumberland area. And while there may be a lot of construction going on, it is really going to make a positive impact on traveling through the area. And I think with that, in the addition to some police officers at some of these key intersections, it's really going to make it so that we can move quickly and efficiently through the Cumberland area. Nobody is interested in the Braves coming in Cobb and everybody sitting in traffic. So everybody's really working together to do their part to make it easier to travel. I think the best part about coming to a ball game is that time that you get to have with your friends and family when you come to a ball game before and after. Obviously, we love watching the Atlanta Braves, but there's going to be a great opportunity to take advantage of everything around you, to, just like you said, to drink and to eat good food and to walk around and to enjoy the area. Especially, it's a new stadium. Everyone's excited and everybody wants to get in and see what it looks like. CobbCommute.org is a really great website put out by the county that's going to show you real-time travel information regarding construction, traffic, everything you would need to know about getting around the county. And so the nice thing about that partnership with Cobb County and Waze is that all of that information is really live time there in Waze. And so if something is going on in the county, Waze is going to be able to help you find a different route to get around it. Absolutely. Ride sharing in Metro Atlanta is a great way to get around. And with a partnership with Georgia Commute Options, there is a free database that commuters have access to at gacommuteoptions.com where they can find people to carpool and vanpool with if they don't already know somebody in their area. And so that's going to be a great way also to help get some cars off the road and then make it easier to travel to and from work, especially at an event on an event day. And let alone too, think about carpooling and vanpooling when you're coming to an event. There's no reason that you guys need to all come in your own cars and fight traffic and find a parking spot and pay for a parking spot. Get together, all come together, and then your experience is going to be much more enjoyable. So if we're looking at events that are happening Monday through Friday during the evening, we're looking at about 40 events that might impact commuters. And so over the span of many months of a season, that's not that bad. Especially if your company is letting you work from home or going to let you to be flexible with your hours, you're not looking at needing to make these arrangements every day. And the nice thing about these events is that these can be an opportunity for you to try something new, especially if you are currently driving alone and you start carpooling just on game days. You might realize that carpooling is really cool and that you're interested in it and you like saving money and meeting new people. Same thing with working from home. The nice thing about event days and game days is that if you are traveling into the area and you're staying at one of the local hotels, a lot of the hotels in the area are going to offer shuttles that will take you to and from the park. And so not even just hotels in the area, but some of the property managers and employers in the area, and we've even heard folks from Sandy Springs are interested in taking shuttles over here, and maybe even folks from Alabama taking shuttles to come to the SunTrust Park. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to not be in your car and to use existing transportation opportunities to get to and from the park. The Cumberland Circulator, there'll actually be 3 routes and 1 route specifically to serve to get you to and from events in the area. But it's going to connect to parking lots and high destination points around Cumberland so that you can easily get to and from the stadium using that circulator. And there is more information coming on the website through Cobb County and Cobb Link soon regarding the schedule, regarding the stops, and how you can access that circulator. So a couple of miles from where all of this is going on here, there's been partnership with the Georgia National Guard and the Dobbins Air Reserve Base. And with thousands of people in those locations, it would be pretty easy for that to contribute to additional traffic in the area. So in terms of coordination for events and games, we're making sure that those folks, when they're leaving those locations, that they're being channeled out in ways away from the stadium to help reduce the impact in the area. Yeah. So the nice thing about this effort too, when we're talking about coordination with local organizations and other companies, is that the educational universities in the area, in terms of Kennesaw State University's, both of their campuses, Life University, Chattahoochee Technical College, and Georgia Highlands, we've got a lot of universities right in the area, and that's been another great opportunity for us to collaborate and to coordinate schedules to make sure that we're being efficient and smart about folks traveling in and out of the area. There's nothing better than your old 2 feet and your tennis shoes. And so that means walking, riding your bike. A lot of people don't know that Cobb County has 25% of Metro Atlanta's bike trail system just here in the county. So there's a lot of opportunity, whether you want to bike from in town all the way over here, or if you're interested in just staying in the area where you're already coming from after work, hop on your bike right over to the stadium. There'll be a safe place for you to park your bike to really enjoy the amenities of the area. And you'll get some fresh air, you'll get to experience a nice, lovely night in Cumberland on your bike, and it'll be a great way to get around, and you don't have to rely on a vehicle. It's 2017, there are more ways to get around than just your car, and we're seeing more and more people take advantage of that here. So I did want to take one quick minute to talk to employers to see what you can do as an employer to help make it easier for your employees to get to and from work. Our work as Cobb Commute Specialists, we are providing transportation solutions to help folks get to and from work. So what we can do is we can take a look at your work site. We'll do an employee work site assessment to see how folks are currently traveling to and from work, what amenities might be available that we need to promote so people realize they don't need a vehicle because you've got access to some of the services that they may need during the day. We can also do a commuter travel survey as well as look at where your employees are coming to and from. We can take all of the information about your work site and develop a commute action plan for your employees. That may be piloting a telework program, that may be shifting some hours, that may be starting a carpool and vanpool program. We do really fun events called Meet Your Matches, where within your employer work site you can meet other people that live in your area that maybe you didn't know lived near you, so that you can start some of these carpool and vanpool options. And we can also look at the transit routes that already exist that your employees just don't know how to use. We find a lot of times in terms of travel training, people don't know how to use CobLink or don't know how to use the Greta buses or the MARTA routes. So we can really serve as those experts and make it easier for folks to figure out how to navigate all these systems so that employees don't need their cars to get to and from work. In addition to all of this, our partnership with Georgia Commute Options will provide cash incentives to employees to give it a try. So you become the hero as the employer, because you're providing all these options to your employees, helping them earn cash incentives, and you're not having to pay a dime for it. You as an employer can really take advantage of the audience of employees that you have and really encourage them to talk about it. You can highlight in platforms within your organization people who are riding transit, who are carpooling, who are working from home, and they're seeing really great things come out of that in terms of cost savings or higher productivity, or they're less stressed when they get to work. And so you as the employer can really encourage this as well in terms of encouraging employees to talk to each other about the different ways that they're traveling to and from work and what options might exist for them. It's something that's happening all over the Metro Atlanta area, and use the resources that you already have. You've got company, monthly meetings, you've got department meetings, you've got social media tools that your organization may use internally. So look at some of those ways that you communicate through your company and encourage your employees to use those same channels to help find ways to get to work other than driving alone. Yeah, so ultimately, as an employer, you can provide us the street addresses of where your employees live. We don't really want to know who they are. We're not interested in knowing where all your folks live. We just want to know where people are coming from. And it gives us a great opportunity to plot it on a map and see where people are coming from. So if we see that there are a lot of folks coming from north of Cobb that could be on some Greta Express routes, or that could start a van pool to come to the area, we have all that information in a map, and we can really target our efforts to your organization to make sure that we're getting the biggest bang for our buck in terms of our efforts. So myself, as well as my colleague William Stewart, we are the Cobb Commute Specialists in the area that can put all these resources together for you as a company and develop a commute action plan for you. So I told you my name was Velleca. My email is allison.velleca, allison.velleca @cobbcounty.org, and my colleague William Stewart, william.stewart @cobbcounty.org. Yeah, we're working in coordination, so we want to get in touch with you just as much as you want to get in touch with us. So you can reach out to the Cobb County Chamber, Sandy Springs Chamber, Cobb County Government, Sandy Springs Government. You let these organizations know that you want to get in touch with us, and we are glad to do what we can to help you and your organization. So I think what a lot of people don't know about SunTrust Park is there's actually 14 different entry points to get in and out of the park. So it gives you, as a consumer, a really great opportunity to kind of look at, when you're going to come to an event or a game, to look at where all of those entry points are, to then to figure out what the best route is for you to get to and from based on where you're coming from. So let me conclude by telling you the top 3 things that you need to know about getting to and from SunTrust Park. So number 1, use the technology and the resources available for you to understand the real-time information about what's going on. There's Waze, there's cobbcommute.org. There's a lot of resources out there that can make it easy in the moment to make sure that you're being super efficient in getting to and from the field. Number 2, don't drive alone. There are so many different ways to get to Cumberland and to get around Cumberland that don't involve you in a car by yourself. So look into the circulator, look into the bike trails, look into carpooling, look into all the opportunities that are available for you to get around the area. And last, learn from others. There's going to be a lot of folks who try this out, who figure out the best ways to get in and out. Uber drivers are going to get familiar with it. Folks who come to the games on a regular basis are going to get used to it. So talk to your friends, talk to your colleagues, talk to your neighbors, and use those resources to find the best way to get you here.